additional ma premo ato CTV Ghana's #1 so in Yebraso say and some who Brian Saka or Fidem Hayatu need CTV area prem to break Kasiepo no mede esomo was CTV Ghana's #1 so modia say over follow yen e Facebook and so at my CTV G so like here na face so wa share e de amaye na ye when some ayetwegu ne bedi mu akotene no ebi Ghana Company's Excellence Nana Adodan Kwekufuado wode ato dwa wo kire se we bibre atoye mu no eyade se democracy anase ke mama kebi no e ko form yie pa ye de sansem no enchiremu ebedomo afen so eyade se best teacher award e course so enada e wo Ghana no nipa wodi nkunim no eye faith so ye betwa bosompo na yakopie mu e wo bi ma so ye do ebeko Syria man no emu na abeto dwa se nipa wo ha womo ahwere womo enkwa ye de sansem no emu chemu so besomo and some we afro be so eka ho e na me de esomo say CTV area prem to break Kasiepo bomode say we be follow ye e wo Facebook and so at my CTV to like here na face so wa share e de amaye midin e de Manye Nuekie memoir Tamino say ena emu enchiremu no etie na nyame eya adoma na watwi mu nyina no eya de 66th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference ebekoso ewo nkramantem ha sei na no ena Ghana Company's Excellency Nana Adodan Kwekufuado wode ato dwa wo kire sei ye ba no ebibremu a kebima mekabi wo kire se akofom pa wo setitru ene eye epoye anase atoye honom sa no ena wo kire se akofom a wo kire sei no eya de se ku anase abantu go so ama no hom so yie pa
institutional changes in government in parts of Africa, especially in West Africa, through a series of coups d'etats and military interventions in governance, which testify to democratic regression. It is in the interest of democratic growth that this development is reversed as soon as possible. And in order so to do, that we give maximum support to ECOWAS, the regional body of West Africa, and the African Union, Africa's continental organization, in their efforts to restore democratic institutions in the affected nations of Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Niger, and Gabon, and also in whatever dispositions they take to stem the tide of this unwelcome evolution. The Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, indeed, the Commonwealth itself, should join ECOWAS and the African Union in demanding the immediate unconditional release from unjustifiable detention of the democratically elected President of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Mohamed Bazoum. Democracy and the stability that generally accompanies democratic governance are essential for the future prosperity of the African continent. By the Committee of Nations, in search of common solutions to climate change, have resulted in several measures, including promotion of renewable energy, strengthening of environmental regulations, and fostering international collaborations. Global advocacy towards transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy resources, such as solar, wind, hydroelectric, and nuclear power, has been phenomenal. The clarion call is for member countries to invest in renewable energy infrastructure, provide incentives for clean energy production, and set renewable energy targets to reduce carbon emissions and combat climate change, and also make our economies competitive.
Yet one and seven so na yako yenimu yegusua ejina eye 66th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference ekoso ewo Kramantem ha sei eso na se beye na abantugua na se yintem ema na homere so ebuma ahodo so no eto ebe 20 no chiamehene ema mrahye bedwafi Alban suma na Kingsford Bagwin wode ato eye African Parliament ene wo mkanifo ani mo se wonye dumaden se beye na timamufo no ebenye gidie ewo kebima minkabi emu.
Parliaments in the sub-region and in Africa in particular must try to understand the reasons for the loss of trust and confidence in the leadership of democratic processes and institutions that has characterized the recent spate of disruptions of constitutional order and constitutionalism in the continent. But it's important for us to note that these disruptions are always started by the civilian regimes themselves. They are those who go against the dictates of their own constitution and the mandate of the people and invite others to take over. We should be able to pick the signals, should there be any, and to steer our democracies away from such incidents in future.
Ctv we are Ctv Kasiepo when we nugusa wo share ewo Ctv Ghana's #1 so no follow yen ewo Facebook ne so at my Ctv GH like here na afen so wa share e de amaye na yento ansem no so ewo ensem fufuro emu na enrada eye 2023 Ghana Teachers Prize ceremony e course wo no nipa wodi nkunim eye Faith Aku Jagbasu awo ye wo kirekire ni ewo Greater D Shepherd School wono ena wodi nkunim.
Minida etoso enum ewo afibiemu eye World Teachers Day na esa honti enamso ema nana aredanko kofodo Ghana mampene wa fimpi mienu ene dunumi Teachers Awards event no odenimu nyam ekote echira omo ekobo eye achetrefo edunum abaso na nipa odin kan se afimpi mienu ene dunumi best teacher ema Ghana eye Faith Aku Jagbasu na ono eye overall best teacher ewo 2023 Ghana's Teachers Prize ceremony ya enu ekoso ewo takrade ewo atoye mantemu adi omode bo na baso ene 3-bedroom house eno omode ebo na baso ya nipa otoso mienu eye second best teacher no eye Mohammed Ibrahim yo no so ofi so senior high technical school ewo atoye mantemu afe so Raphael efriye yo no so ofi Pabi MA primary school ewo eproye mantemu omienu no enya pickups eye eshen ya omode ebo omabaso wo ne yine no branch media no ekoso no Miss Jagbasu ya odin kan ebo ya twetwefo a omo ebeshi modwumedia no asetitirimpo ene atwetwefo nkabomkuo no na wofo ene atwetwefo omo boa ya tete no mo no abedu sampempesoi president ya Ghana National Teachers Association no ano ya etweniti Senate Reverend Isaac Owusu ene atwetwefo ne bi nso eton safre aban no se onkoso a na onhya atwetwefo ne enkran omo special allowances a ebebo omo titirumpo no wono won nkrasi achese omo de omo ni bibia omo edan so to afo hwe ehumesua won sensam eso so no so nya na femu de emfamboa aban.
Yentwa ensem so na yenko yenimu na efri afena hyase ena domkoma womo ewo mrahye bedwafie ehwe ede nyomapa egu akwam se beye na woman bibia ebetumi akoso enam so ema womo ebo moden eye wo ye kirechenchenche pa idea da so no eye #Occupy BOG demonstration na no ena ye kire se mrahye bedwafo miense bi eyira wo mu a yehu wo mo
Wabra Ctv cameras Montine suono yeni entwa empanifo miensa ya wo freedom kumano afa eyeyewura James Kluche Aveji Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak ene Haruna Idrisu wabra demonstration no ekoso no sanse ye na yenimu se empanifo edie eba no adwumaso a ititiriw ene ne ebeboa Ghana wode won ho agim ebinumu keka se wode won ho ete wodom ni mu sanso na bi ekire se esan wondi bra January bosumi atwemu yi yagifi wonu mu nsem ntino ebi ana won bu abɛfo no nti wɔn afa wɔn ho anje demonstration no emu bie Ctv Kasiepo egusu ehwehwɛ ensɛm wei emu ne yahwɛ sɛ ensɛm a Ghanafoɔ eka no nokre ewo mu ana wɔbra yɛ ne party ne chitaifoɔ bi ekasa yɛ ewo su wɔamoni din na mmom no wɔ se wɔsusu sɛ bibi ne nkɔyie ewo amanyɔkuo ne mu ɛno nti wɔn tena se na wɔn pa no pomasibre ansana 2024 abatoɔ kɛseɛ no adru so Ctv yɛ ne da fam a yɛgusu a ɛhwɛ sɛ bibi betimi afi saa ensɛm wei mu aba ansana no yɛhwɛ dwuma so a empanifo miɛnse wɔbɔ ɛde aboa dɔm kuma no.
The Speaker, when I rose, you know the essence of parliamentary question is significant and integral to the exercise of oversight. Your refusal to allow me, even as minority leader, to proceed can only be an effort to stifle oversight. How you did? Sad the way you have treated me as minority leader. I stood up before the majority leader. You owe me that courtesy and that respect. You owe me that courtesy and that respect. Because you cannot, even after hearing him, you were still not decided whether to hear me or not. All I'm voted to do here is to speak, and as minority leader, to stick to the rules. May I respectively, I'm not here to talk about quorum. May I draw your attention to Order 130 and why I was on my feet. And I'm within the rules and within the standing order. And you must respect the standing orders as chair of this house.
Speaker, with the greatest of respect to your office, I disagree with you vehemently when you, Mr. Speaker, want to do that yourself. Because there has to be a member of parliament who has to do that according to our rules.
Honorable member, read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, I will be grateful to listen.
Read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, it will be good to listen to me. When I'm done, you have the privilege to make your
Minority Chief Whip.
You have to first
read the standing orders again.
September boso mene de toso dunson afimpi mienu ene eduenu miensan ye mu ena nsuo kase bi pa eto ye ewo bole no no ewo savannah mantem honom enam so ama bridge bi a eye dolly bridge wo mo ekire mu se bridge ne nsuo no efa ede koye na no ena eye asoya wo mo ehwe ya kwani akwantempon se mo so wadi tudwa wo kire se ene hu kwan se asan akase abroni efa no se heavy duty cars no wo mo ebe fa sa bridge no eso.
Yewra Kasiepo akwata ekohwe eye savannah mantemu dolly bridge na ebuo ewo bole no na wone amanfo etwetwe nkomo no wo hye wonu mu bo se na wotwe ba akopɛ wo mo ede besiesie eye bridge no ede ama wonu mu na mmom no wo mo ye siesie kakra ewo sumita we ye mu sede ebeye na eye nkwanhia esi wo hono mu no ensanso ensibio na wo kire mu se ahyen ahodo akese heavy duty cars ni na no wo srese mu obia emefa so sede ebeye na nsese ya wo mu ye no ebetumi akoye public relations officer wono na da roads ministry ano Nasir Ahmed Yati editu jase ni wo mu ye no mritia wonim no wo betumi aboa ama basis ahodo ene cars nketo ni na no etumi atwem na mum wo mo mpese heavy duty ahyen ni na no ebetwemu ewo ho enunti wo mpe baby foforo na nka wono mu emfa ora Yati to aso se contractors egusua eboaboa wo ho sede ebeye na wotumi ababeye adwumakese a ewo bridge ne so na mmom no wo mo besre se wo biansi abotre na wonsiesie bridge no emfa ema wono mu sa bridge wo hyebo sa bridge no enchekra contractors beba beguso na kyese wo mo aye ho adwuma na hyen ahodo etimi adi akoni aba wo so.
Akwan akwansra ene wimhye dwumadie na edrus wo na eneyi ye de ekọ eye Jamestown na Jamestown eye biaye bia se oba man Ghana mu a omanfo ekọ ho nsra pa na se nsrahwe pa de senti eneyi ye twa ho mfoni de akyew
ewom se wode ebibiman etoto amanaman enkaye aka ho a na chese mpuntuo ye wa bibiman mu wo fom de nanso ebetumi aka esisudua se onyankopon wa anya bibiman abro sanse wachen enuoma bebre ye no go do ene ho kro ne banyina ebibiman mu ena ebusuo omai Ghana mu ha se ye wo historical site ya abakosemu no ekire se nyankopon wa ni yabro wacha ye nneoma bebre pa sempo ye nini nyina ye wakakra edebo ye ho ebra za nneome ebi etise castle ahodo statue ahodo library ahodo any structures adan ahodo ya omafo binum a wo pe baby akohwe wo no mandi so ade e wo my Ghana mu no ubetumi enye brebebre na wotumi ede akwakoye nsa ama na ye o my Ghana ha sei ye wo mpoano ya ubetumi akwakotena ho na waje wani afei emoadom ahodo ne wonom kwan ofaso ebo wonom bra kwa ibretu ahodo o my Ghana abakosem a efe ye wa mamre ne amane a yabo ho banya ede besi nneyi a wontumi nkonya na kire ema ne nyeye kra ye wo mantama ahodo bebre ya wobo wura ho sei a ye wa akwansra bia wodi udru wani edru honom a wotim ho se a onyankopon wache wo menyi ade pa o my Ghana ha se kwansra bia ba ko a omanfo ne hu agro ya wota akọkọbọ akwansra pa Jamestown ewo Kole Lagoon Ifido FM baby Jamestown any Usher Town any nkroba ko a enyini pa ewo nkramantam ha ya ye wo communities bebre nkroto bebre ena etwa ho ahia ewo 17th century mu ho ebra British fo AC James Fort ene nia ekeka aka ho bie na emensina hodo bi ho no ma na nka ewo se obo moden na wo ma ho empuntro no eye wano wo hyase de nanso enru emre bia ena wojaye esanse sabre no enkuro no ebeye mabe na nipa doso ho pa ena afa edwade hyase ba ho ya omanfo nso hyase betutu titena ho no mo a na ehom puntro no etumi atope kakra ede besi ne ena ye ka say Jamestown any Usher Town eye afarefo ekuro ba ko ya afafo dwumadie koso pa ya ne eda bia ne da no odimu akotene yie na eyomafo a ewon kran ha mekire gafo ena agisa kuro yi ede aboso ewomu se ekuro no enhyeden tumpon ya ebinum kra betumi aka esisudua se kuro no ye agigade nanso wontumi nyim free o my Ghana ana kramantem ha se abakosem ema na enye yie kra afiapem ahenkro aduasa ekwa kosi afiapem ahenkro aduo num honom no penyimfo ye won madwen se wo besi lighthouse na sesei ena wosesa no a wode aba besi tower sesi a yenim se esi Jamestown wa akwakoya kwansra bia kese ba ko a omanfo tai ekoho ekohwe wonum ani so ade a free world war II honom na penyimfo ede hyehye yegu akwan mu se obeboa na ahenkro ye wo my Ghana ahenkro no watumi apejam nanso osesa aban ti emanioma etope kakra nanso sei de empenyifo kire se wode enhyehye yegu akwan mu na sa hyehye no kra de mfiempenu ani dunum numo ena wo hyehye ya empenyifo kire se Usher Town ya sei ye friend ga mashi ene ne ekeka aka ho te Jamestown no wo betumi akoso a na omama mpuntu a esefata etumi aba empotem honom na omanfo a wo ho nso abraboma ye omude esanse eye kroba ko a ekire omanya bakosem a ukwaje na kira enye yi asa azonto asano efre Jamestown ene ba yo omanfo a wo ho ekaga kasa anase enkran kasa ena afei so wudru Usher Town kroba ko a ene bokomua eye boxing gyms ahodoɔ bebree epipire de efiri hɔ adedempo enso efiri hɔ bi ena kane ebibiman mu panyin baako a no owo sika pa swalaba onso efiri potem honom ye wo kole woko ya kane ne efriend Riponville ena afe akotolante ne nyina ka omeya bakosem ho a wontumi enkonye n'akiri ema ne nye yie kwambia so brebi akwansransem beba wadwene mu no kai se James Town wo hɔ a wonso betumi akɔhwe ani so ade.
Dredie ene sikasem Kasiepo ena edru so no na yemo enwremu ora eye Kwame Wopon wono ena oye head Emma Fintech and Innovations Emma Bank of Ghana na wade atodwa wo kire se Bank of Ghana womo ede shepa egu akwam se beye na wo my Ghana eye yisidi no yetumi ede edjuma.
So a hackathon is basically an event or a series of events where innovators or a group of developers come together and they create solutions to problems. So within this context, we will be leveraging the creativity of young developers in Ghana and innovators in developing use cases for a potential future e-city. This is really a way of, first of all, demonstrating our commitment to the fact that we bring or we think of the e-city as an enabler of the broader ecosystem as opposed to a competing product. But even most importantly, it would also show that indeed there is creativity, talent and potential here in this country to solve our local problems.
Even without a bank account, you can walk to any bank, make deposits on a card, and that will be the ECD, and you can use it for any other bank transaction, transfer it to people, pay for goods and services, or do any other thing. So it brings people in the hinterlands who do not have access to banks, it gives them the opportunity to also be involved in financial transactions, not only in the cash form, but in the digital forms as well. And it does not require a smartphone or computer or internet. I mean, you could access this service even off the internet and on a feature phone. And so it broadens the scope for a lot of people outside the traditional banking system and in the hinterlands, really. I must say Momo is doing that, but this becomes, if you like, an official Bank of Ghana solution or intervention to support those people also get included in the financial services sector.
Ebisa for trouble sompo na yenko obi man so yedo eko Syria mine emu na drone attack bi eko so ewo Syrian military academy hono Western City of Homs and I'm so amanipa wo ha wonom ahwe wo mon kwa weyi aye arehosem ewo hono.
Sarah wusemi ya esi ewo oman Syria mu se sa de hye ohaya omo ato na no mo sie dui omo mo se cadet for enomo ede graduation ceremony hye so a omo busuafo ye emma ene mofra ewo mu bia omo ebehye mo dwumedie na se nam so ma emu oha ato na no esie do omo se sa atwutwa semi ene rudi semi a akoswe tourist groups bia chese omo akoye international forces a omo ntimi hu sa ekuo no pote enomo ehya Mrasimiasi na so ehwehwemu gusuwa ekoso na emom no eyade a General Command ya Oda Armed Forces no ano ede atudwa se several drones ena chesa amanfo ahyehya omoye omadwen se academy ne nko no modo muni asiso ene ese no mo hye mo ha na yasoma baako ede akoho ye no no mo hwe se ne menim ya no omode sansam no ebeba ewieye ne nyina mu ono so wafo a ohwe apomode ho nsam eso Hassan Ha Gabash ede atudwa se sambre de enipa ohamienu ena mo peprepre mu oden ya emba eye ensia emufra eye ensia ye omo eka ho omo nyina atoa nanom ensieto.
Sama ho do amede ebeso mo se CTV ewia premtobre Kasiepo no ne nyina esi yeda ase se woje bra wo hweye e wo fie mo mo hweye e wo Facebook yeda mo ase afensu crew members ne nyina meda mo ase medin Manye Nuekie madase amomo enisha adeso